Hi everyone, my name is Bryce Root. Welcome back to our marketing workshop series. We are actually doing our third recording, so if you are catching us as with this being your first recording that you're listening to, please do yourself a favor and go back to video number 1. This is where we really gave you a snapshot of who we are. We've been in marketing for 20 plus years, and for the last 10 of those 20 years, we've actually focused on local businesses and helping increase foot traffic, increase sales, and overall brand exposure. And we are on a mission. We work with the Small Business Development Center here in our region. We're on the board of the Chamber of Commerce here locally, and we give away a local business makeover each year. Last year we gave away a $60,000 business makeover, and we do that in celebration of Small Business Week. And this is just another portion of all that we do because we want to help local business owners. And this workshop series is all about the 3 biggest mistakes that we see local business owners, both new as well as seasoned, making. And we're here to make your lives easier. So we're going to be providing easy solutions in the steps and resources you need to make sure those hurdles are no longer. And you can get past them and achieve much success with your business and achieve those business goals you're aiming to reach in 2017. So with that said, our first recording was about all that we do and who we are. Now our second video was all about target market. Target market is really the crux of everything when it comes to your marketing program. The first step in any marketing program is to examine your overall business goals for the year, or maybe it's a particular season. But the second step is to really examine your target market and have a very narrow focus on who your optimal customer is. These are the folks that raise their eyebrows and are excited about your business, want to buy your business or want to buy your service or products. And in order to do that, in order to reach them, you devise different marketing tactics and vehicles, whether it's events, sponsorships, advertising, whatever it might be, to reach them in their everyday lives and to make their lives easier. So in video number 2, we covered it all. So if you are just joining us and you want to delve a bit more into target market, be sure to go back to video number 2. And today is our third recording, and we are testing out some new equipment, so hopefully all is sounding good on your end. And today we're going to be talking about branding. Branding is crucial to your business because once you have your target market devised and maybe you have more than one target market, your branding is your persona. It's how you are perceived. So branding is pretty comprehensive. It's essentially what your target customer sees when they come in contact with your business. This can be how your employees answer the phone, what you say, your elevator pitch when you stand up and talk about your business at, say, a chamber luncheon. It can be everything from your social media, your logo, the colors, the fonts that you use, everything about your business, how you are perceived. So devising your branding does take time. It's that vivid imagery. It's the very descriptive, resonating language that you use when it comes to your overall description of your business. And it's essentially what people are going to walk away with. And when they come in contact with your business, you want them walking away, or actually, first of all, you want them walking into your business or shopping with your business online, but you want them walking away when they see or hear about you with them raising their eyebrows, thinking, oh wow, I need to step in that business and check them out and see what they're all about, buy something from them. Essentially, branding does all that. It conveys what you're all about to your target customer. So today we're actually going to walk you through some of the essentials to a brand guide. A brand guide is something that makes your life a whole lot easier. You save a lot of time, you save a lot of money, and it allows you to be very consistent with your marketing. The visual that we use is if you were to spread out on a big table your website pages, your business card, your brochures, your collateral, your signage, banners, all that good stuff onto one table. Does it look like 10 businesses or does it look like one business? Ultimately, the goal is to make it look like there's one business. So to build in that consistency is key, it's crucial. So when your employee does answer the phone, that's your first line of contact with your potential customer. The words coming out of their mouth are consistent with what they read online, on social media, when they heard you talk at a recent conference, whatever it might be. It's everything about your business being consistent. And in this brand guide, it's a document that has all the different types of scenarios that you come into contact with when you are communicating to your target customer, or you have people like strategic partners, employees, third parties that are describing your business to their community and conveying what you're all about. So the first section of the brand guide, and be sure, under this recording, you'll see a link to download the brand guide. This is where you can actually go through, and we have a worksheet so you can devise your own brand guide and have this at your fingertips. We're all about kind of creating tools and resources that can give you real-time results and get you out the door and on to the next thing. So be sure to download this. You can actually, why don't you press pause right now, download it, print it out, or just get it in front of you on your computer screen and press play again, and then we'll be able to kind of walk through it piece by piece. Now, the first part is your brand overview. This is a very vividly created description of your business. It kind of hits on all the different points that are essential and make you stand out. Because essentially, you don't want your description and what the tagline and everything else that your business is all about to be something that any other competitor or anybody else in your industry can say. You want to point out the fact that you are different and why you're different and why they should shop with you or do business with you. So developing an opening sentence that speaks to who would benefit from your service or product and why you're the business to provide that to them. In the next couple sentences, you want to really get into the specifics and really use that wording that you've heard your target audience use. And by listening in on what they're all about, you probably know some of the issues and problems and the different ways you can help make their lives easier. This is where you jump into how you can do that, how you can make their lives easier and make them happy. And then when it comes to the kind of the conclusion of this description, you really want to get into something that's memorable. It could be your tagline, it could be some phrasing that really stands out, that's catchy, that's memorable. So in terms of all that you go through when devising this, we really suggest overall for this brand guide worksheet and project that you go into airplane mode, become really focused and turn off everything and really focus on this project because it's going to pay dividends in the end. So when you are going through this, it may take potentially hours to devise this finely tuned wording, but in the end, you're going to be able to copy and paste portions of this description or maybe the entire description. If someone emails you and says, hey, we'd like to profile your business in our e-newsletter on our website, can you send us a blurb about you? So instead of reinventing the wheel each time and kind of typing up what your business is each time, you go, hey, I can send that to you right away. And you just copy and paste from this document into the email and you send it off along with anything else that they're asking for. It could be images or photos or whatever it might be. So go through this exercise. We have the steps to take to really develop this and the different components of it. So that is crucial. The brand overview is number one in the brand guide for a reason, just because it really devises and speaks to who you are and why you're different and why people should do business with you. The next section of the brand guide is all about the elevator pitch. This is what actually comes out of your mouth when you are talking to potential customers, current clients. It might be people that want to align with your business, strategic partners. It might be vendors. It could be a variety of folks that are going to potentially help your business in some way. So it comes from the old story of the person wanting to get a job. They step into the elevator going up to their interview, and they just so happen to be standing next to the owner or the CEO of that company, and they now have 20 seconds to make a very amazing impression upon this person so they can hopefully get hired. So in your case, you might have a couple scenarios. You might be at a convention or a trade show for a couple days. You'll have a great opportunity to practice your elevator pitch as you talk to hundreds of people about who you are and what your business is all about. It's your chance to really impress upon them why you're different and why they should do business with you. Maybe it's even simpler than that. Maybe you're a regular attendee of your local chamber's luncheons or breakfasts. It's you standing up potentially in front of 100 local business owners and being able to tell them what's new and exciting about your business, who you are, and why they should do business with you. It's your chance to shine. So the elevator pitch is essential. And this could even translate into what your employees are saying about your business. It's something that's going to help make a consistent story and a consistent message to all the folks that are interested in your business. So the steps you need to take to really fine-tune and develop your elevator pitch are these. We have 5 steps. The first one is to make sure it's natural. You don't want to come off as it being scripted and not very fluent, or the flow isn't too true to who you are. They'll be able to read through it and see through it right away. So lead off with a sentence that strikes a chord with your audience, remembering who your target audience is. You want to use the wording and the wordsmithing to really kind of raise their eyebrows and make them pay attention to what you're saying. Inject any examples that may be familiar with what you're known for, any awards that you've won, really anything that helps kind of differentiate you. You want to make sure that they know about that, so they know that you're a bit different than your competitors. Now, always be animated in your delivery. Nothing is worse. The best example that comes to mind are the professional athletes when they're interviewed by the local news. It's very monotone, boring, not very exciting at all. But every once in a while you see that interview, maybe it's an athlete or maybe it's a politician. They just come off as very professional, animated, they're very captivating. You want to be that person. You want to kind of make that great first impression. So making sure that you're very animated in your delivery is crucial. And the last part, step number 5, is making sure that you have a closing line, like a punchline that's extremely memorable. Try not to go over the top too much, but try to make it very memorable. I always use the example of a headhunter in Silicon Valley that was sharing with a group what her elevator pitch was, and she shared that her punchline was that she's a pimp for software developers. Now, slightly controversial, but highly memorable. So if you can come up with something that people will walk away with and remember you, that can make a big difference in whether they remember who you are and if they'll actually call you to do business with you. So the elevator pitch is essential. The next one, the next section of the brand guide that you want to really focus on is your tagline. This is usually what accompanies your logo in many instances. It's a phrase that, especially if the name of your business or company is not very descriptive, if people wouldn't know cold what you do and what you sell, this tagline helps describe what you do in just a few words. Really, it helps your potential customer figure out how and if you can solve their problems and make their life easier. So when it does come to taglines, these take time. It takes a long time to devise the tagline because it needs to resonate with all that you're about, and it needs to kind of come across as the best example of who you are. So with your tagline, do not leave your target audience wondering. They need to get it the first time they read it, the first time they hear it, the first time they see it. It really needs to resonate with them. We have a couple examples here that kind of give you the gist of what it should include. The classics are with Coke and Nike and all those others that you've heard over the years. That tagline really describes their persona, what they're all about. So tagline, take some time if you don't have one already, or if you have one already and just your customers haven't grasped what it is and who you are. It's your chance to kind of reformulate, refresh it a bit, and kind of fine tune it so it really does resonate with your target audience, because ultimately that's who you're trying to kind of capture the attention of and grab the attention and get their eyeballs on you. So the next section is actually the positioning phrases. Much like taglines, these are descriptive, vividly created phrases that help describe to people what you're all about. You might have one for each service or product that you have if you're describing or talking to maybe a large audience or your potential customer base or clients in a variety of scenarios. Inserting these carefully crafted phrases kind of helps you resonate with that audience very easily so they can picture and visualize what you're all about. So we have some examples here, and you can go through that and kind of fine tune it. They can't be too clunky. They need to almost be like a tagline where people get it right off the bat. So when it comes to the other steps in this, there's several in here, and you can work through each of those. But the last portion of this is really the style guide. This is the visual portion of what your business is all about from a branding standpoint. It's a bit more than just your logo and the fonts and the colors that you use, but that is the core of what visually your brand is all about. When it comes to this brand guide and making sure that it's a useful tool for you, especially if you're working with graphic designers or folks that are creating the sales sheets or the brochures, the banners, whatever it might be. Graphic designers are amazing at what they can do for your business, and they're the ones that help kind of craft what you're all about and the visuals that will attract your target customer. So if you can document those color codes, so if your logo and what you're all about has the color blue in it, using that exact blue each and every time, so to provide that consistency is key. So if you can document the exact color codes, the exact fonts that you should be using for headlines, for subheadlines, for the copy, like paragraphs, if that person that's creating that visual can have all that information, that saves you time, all that time going back and forth with editing drafts that they're creating for you. And at the same time, in most cases, they're actually being paid by the hour by you. So if you can speed up their time in creating these graphics for you, that's even better. And if you are having someone like a local newspaper or magazine create these graphics and ads for you, many times it's complimentary with at least 3 drafts. Giving this brand guide to them makes their life a whole lot easier, and they can actually produce something that is relatively consistent with everything else that you've already created to create that kind of consistent look and feel with everything that's out there in the world promoting your business. So when it comes to the style guide, those are some of the key components, especially when it comes to logo use. Many businesses have a great horizontal logo, but that doesn't always work. You need to have a vertical version of your logo. Maybe it's a roundish or oval style of your logo. And that way you can specify that your primary use for logo is horizontal, but if using the vertical version, it can be used in these instances. Color is always preferred, or maybe it's black and white. You can be very specific with how you want your logo used. And then you can delve into the little things, the little touches, like how your website URL should be portrayed. You can specify no www You can specify the fact that if your URL has more than one word, or even if it is one word, that the first letter is always capitalized of each word in the URL. You can specify that. You can specify how you want your phone number portrayed, how you want it written, whether you want parentheses around the area code, or if you want dots between each of the sections of the phone number. All those little things go into how you are portrayed in that consistency. So every time your target customer comes into contact with you, it's consistent. And it's like Starbucks. If every Starbucks manager went about their flyers and everything else and used clip art and created their own version of the Starbucks logo and created their own recipes and everything else, and what how their employees welcomed you and things like that, it would be a different experience at every Starbucks. So they are very consistent. Something to kind of look at when you go into your next for your next coffee is to just see how everything is so consistent. That's what you really want your business to be like. It's just like going and having a Big Mac at McDonald's. Personally, I don't eat Big Macs. I try to stay away from them because I'm watching my weight. But when I do indulge, I want that Big Mac to taste the same. Whether I'm somewhere else in the world, outside of the US, I'm in California, or I'm in New York, I want that Big Mac to taste the same and have the same customer experience when I'm going into that store. So ultimately, you want that look and feel of your business to be very consistent. No matter if, say, your business has multiple locations, you want that look and feel to be very consistent, whether it's how your employees welcome folks when they walk in the door, the cleanliness of your parking lot. Are there weeds? Is there trash? Is it well kept? Is the signage and the products, are they dusty? Is your landscaping overgrown? There's a whole list that we have available that you can download here too. It's actually an audit of your overall customer experience. And your branding is a very big part of that. So when people are going through and shopping with you, whether it's online or offline, in your brick and mortar, you want that branding to be very consistent. So every time they come in touch with you, it's always going to be the same amazing experience. That's how you generate word of mouth. You want to impress people each and every time and be consistent. So with that said, I think that wraps up everything when it comes to the brand guide and the overall customer experience, being very professional and consistent. The next video, we're actually going to be delving into the kitchen sink of developing your marketing strategy, and that is the marketing plan. This is where everything comes together and you can visually map out everything that you're going to be doing over the next year, month by month, or maybe you're catching this halfway through your year. At the very least, you're able to plan through for the next couple quarters, or even sometimes I work with my clients in developing a specific strategy just for a season. In this instance, right now we're in the midst of the holiday season, and so I've been doing many sessions in developing holiday marketing strategies with my clients. And so going through this process can really I'm very visual. So this is a way for you to really map out your marketing strategy, taking into consideration your business goals and your target markets, and devising how you're going to reach those target markets so you can reach those business goals via all these different marketing vehicles that are at your fingertips. So that is coming up next. Hopefully you enjoyed this branding recording. Feel free to go back and listen to it again. Download the two tools that we have for you, the brand guide worksheet that allows you to create your own brand guide, something that will save you lots of time and lots of money in the end, and also the customer experience audit, which is all about having a consistent brand and customer experience each and every time for your target market. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll be catching you soon in our next video or recording, which is all going to be about your marketing plan for the coming season. And then after that, we'll probably have some bonus tools, tips, and tricks, as we always like to convey those to help make your life easier. So signing off, we'll catch you in just a few. Thank you. Bye-bye, and talk to you soon.